want to start off by saying, call Allah, Yahbashim Yahshai, Yahbashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash Brakatham, double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well, blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. This is Rob Ahmad for the Nebraska camp. This is GMS, any push to the mark. Now, as you see in post-production, well, not post-production, in the screen recording, you see World Bank punishes Uganda for anti-gay law. Now, first off, sidebar. Start off with a sidebar. If you notice in the background, what do you see? Nothing but a bunch of sixes. So you know something's up. All right, nothing but a bunch of sixes in the background. All right, whether people want to say, oh, yeah, that's sixes, man. It says legislation undermines the bank values of inclusion and non-discrimination, the institute has said. Okay, which this is a proof. This right here, the World Bank. All right, the World Bank punishes Uganda for anti-gay law. All right, it says the World Bank has announced a halt to new funding for Uganda, citing the country's anti-homosexuality bill passed earlier this year as the reason for the decision. Okay, which shows you that this world is not ran by individuals like China's running China, and there's people behind the scenes and people behind the screens that are running things universally. And the World Bank, really veered through the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the Medici, type of people. All right, because at the end of the day, what the hell is? You mean everybody is on this LGBTQ thing? Everybody's pushing it. Everybody except for Russia and Africa, huh? The World Bank is pushing it. All right, you got the same energy. It says the global financing body concluded in a statement on Tuesday that the East African country anti-LGBTQ law makes a law which makes aggravated homosexuality a capital offense and imposes penalties of up to life in prison for consensual same-sex relations contradicts its values. They said we believe our vision to eradicate poverty on a livable planet can only succeed if it includes everyone, irrespective of race, gender, or sexuality. This law undermines those efforts. Inclusion and non-discrimination sit at the heart. That's BS, man, because there's a bunch of people doing a bunch of things that's not right or economically safe. Okay? They already want to depopulize humanity. You want to include everybody. Make it make sense. All right? You can't have both. All right? You want to sit here and put all... Man, we can go on and on. It says, sit at heart of our work around the world, the bank stated. So that shows you who's making all these calls. Inclusion, non-discrimination is sit at the heart of our work around the world. Okay, and it shows how far their arms stretch to where they can affect Uganda, and makes you think about that Jabberwocky. Who was behind that? Makes you want to think, I wonder what every country in the world were doing this, and it started coming out that they were getting financially compensated for it. I wonder who was giving them the money. So we're going to bring out a precept, all right? Because I ain't gonna, Jake be going off, man. All right. So when you go into let's see here. Go into the book of Job. You already know where we're going with it. So we're going to Job chapter 9, verse 24. Slack for the delay. Computer. I'm in my phone. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if you ever wonder who the earth is given into the hands and who the wicked is, this is plumb proof, because they covered the faces of the judges. Now we are the judges, but they're covering the face of Uganda's judge. Their judge is to ban homosexuality. That's their country. They can do what they want. Okay, and just like nobody's getting on Great Britain for not having guns, or nobody's getting on Babylon for having guns, or just different things. Nobody's in your business, but somehow the World Bank feels morally obligated. Well, what about the inclusion of homelessness? What about the inclusion of homeless people, giving them a chance? What about the inclusion of equal school opportunity? Okay, what about the equal opportunity for everyone? Why don't they put their money into funding for better schools and better neighborhoods? Okay, and things of that nature. They're not going to do that because it's not profitable. Okay, they want to emasculate the men, because if you smite the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. Okay, and that's just how it works, and they know that. They know the strength of man is the strength of the country. Strength of the man is the strength of the country. Okay, and so they're trying their best to emasculate every man that they can possibly do, so that way it's either you're going to be too effeminized to fight back, or you just don't want to. Okay, so it says the decision follows increased calls for human rights groups and activists for sanctions against Kampala after the passage of the Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2023 in May, which they say legalized homophobia and transphobia. Late last month, several members of the U.S. Congress wrote to the World Bank President Ajay Banga, requesting that the bank suspend all lending to Uganda in order to force the government to repeal the anti-gay legislation. Previously, a coalition of 170 civic organizations demand that Banga take action in response to Uganda's abhorrent law. And this is called what? Conspiracy. This is called what? Conspiracy, which means to do what? Breathe together. Okay, conspire. Okay, like aspirations. Conspire is to breathe together. Okay, and for the U.S., which is the whore that sitteth upon a dragon, the U.S. wrote to the World Bank. All right, because that's the U.S. is the whore that sit upon the dragon. All right, and the three frogs that came out of the mouth, and one of them is the world, the banks. Okay, now I don't know if because you got the Federal Reserve. I don't. They're just saying World Bank, so I don't know which bank it is specifically. But you got, a couple central banks, that are the ones that are associated with the frog, and I'm sure this World Bank is too. Okay, and it's no coincidence that this is in the background with a bunch of pyramids or whatever, and I'm sure that count of the pyramids may count to a certain number, because they're all into numbers. Okay, so yeah, man, this shows you that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That there is a conspiracy. That there is an agenda. For the world to be effeminized. Okay, because really a lot of them are freaks, and a lot of them, misery, nastiness love company as well. I'm not gonna read too much more of this. It says what it says. And it shows. So when Jake talking about coming up and doing what they want, you're gonna have to do what Esau tell you to do. This is proof. You can't get your own country and do what you want. You're gonna have to do what they tell you to do. So with that being said, well, I'm gonna end it with this: that only the elect is free from the world, man. Only those who follow Yahweh Shem Shai to the ends of the earth are free from the world. With that being said, once they call Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Kakadash Brakatham.